This is WLS TV Chicago. The following is a rebroadcast of the 10 p.m. Eyewitness News, which was videotaped earlier.
This is Eyewitness News with John Drury, Marianne Childers, Steve Deschler with weather, Tim Weigel on sports, and the Eyewitness News team. This is Eyewitness News.
Good evening. In the nation's capital tonight, George Bush and Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev are celebrating the signing of more than a dozen landmark agreements. Agreements which they say will bring the two nations and the entire world closer to peace.
Not agree on everything, and indeed we don't agree on everything, but
the differences between the two leaders blocked final agreement on landmark cuts in European troops and long-range nuclear missiles, delaying those treaties until the end of the year. But they were in accord on enough issues that the summit's formal public events produced more than a dozen agreements.
the world has waited long enough. The Cold War must end.
In that spirit, Bush ignored some of the conditions he had imposed, signing a trade agreement with Gorbachev, presenting his guest with a major political plum for his economically troubled country. Gorbachev reciprocated with a 5-year grain sale agreement, good news for American farmers. But the centerpiece agreement was the chemical weapon accord, calling for both countries to stop producing poison gases immediately and to destroy at least 50% of those now stockpiled by 1999. Bush and Gorbachev also agreed to improve verification of underground nuclear explosions. They increased the number of students in exchange programs, and they applauded each other for a job well done.
Obviously, dismantling such a grand monument of the Cold War as the accumulated potential of destruction, mutual destruction is by no means a simple thing.
The summit now continues through the weekend with private talks at Camp David. Marianne?
And John, the summit produced one other world-class event today. First Ladies Barbara Bush and Raisa Gorbachev addressed the graduating class of Wellesley College earlier today. The First Lady, whose appearance had been protested by some of the grads who resented her career choice as a wife and mother, made no apologies.
At the end of your life, you will never regret not having passed one more test, winning one more verdict, or not closing one more deal. You will regret time not spent with a husband, a child, a friend, or a parent.
Mrs. Bush's well-received remarks were followed by less passionate words by Raisa Gorbachev, who spoke of the woman's role in maintaining world peace. In a letter, the Wellesley grads asked Mrs. Bush, a college dropout, to be more vocal about women's issues such as daycare.
Marianne, faced with a noon deadline, the city today handed over its proposal for a third airport to the Federal Commission studying various sites. The city's choice is the Lake Calumet site, but it wanted the federal government to fund an independent study of site feasibility before making a formal proposal. Transportation Secretary Sam Skinner said forget it and told the city to submit its plans to the commission.
We cannot continue and cannot afford to remain in a holding pattern, nor can anyone afford, we believe, to fly solo.
One thing I found out, nothing ever goes down. When you pull a plug, there's always something up. So,
well, you're an optimist, you mean?
I'm very optimistic about it.
Daley claims the commission is stacked against Chicago with 3 Republicans from outside the city and 4 Indiana members. The proposed West Side Sports Arena for the Chicago Bulls and Blackhawks has run into yet another roadblock. Citizens in 6 row houses, which have to be demolished to make way for the stadium, have brought negotiations to a standstill. The developers have offered as much as $130,000 for each home and moving expenses, but the residents want more.
To a nice, clean sports arena being built, I think that's nice. But don't kill us in the deal. If you want to build a sports stadium, fine. Just give us a decent, respectable community.
Without agreement, the developers need City Hall's approval to take over the property and issue evictions, something that is not likely to happen, according to some observers. Marianne?
The $42 million mystery was solved today when the winner of the giant Illinois Lotto jackpot finally came forward. Frank Matthew says the winner is part of one big happy family.
Big money for a big family.
Ladies and gentlemen,
the Sherwin family of Chicago's western suburbs. 16 grandchildren, 10 moms and dads, and Grandma and Grandpa. Grandpa, Edward Sherwin of Lombard, is the one who bought the winning ticket.
Why did you decide to share it like this? Why didn't you just keep it yourself and then divvy it out?
We always said when we bought tickets, whoever would win would share it with the family. It's a family thing.
Well, are you going to take the biggest cut, though?
No, it's all divided equal.
The 70-year-old retired carpenter and his wife, Dorothy, say they've had a lucky life that just got luckier, and they don't want big money to change anything.
Stay the way we always were, not to split apart.
$42 million divided between Grandma and Grandpa and their 5 kids. Now, that sounds like they're not going to end up with too much apiece, but it comes down to about $250,000 a year after taxes for 20 years.
Big bucks, enough for this family of carpenters to nail down new professions.
I've hung up my hammer.
The grandkids have plans, too. 7-year-old Leslie just might run into another millionaire, Joe Montana.
I want to go to Disney World.
One big happy family, Ed and Dorothy Sherwin's clan. The Sherwins sure are sure winners. Frank Matthew, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
The store that sold the winning ticket, which was CB Finer Foods in Villa Park, wins a $4,200,000 prize.
Well, Marianne, are the Sox holding any lucky numbers tonight? Details of their efforts to get back at the Twins later in sports. And coming up, Illinois Republicans work out a compromise on the issue of abortion.
The case of a homeowner's horror.
These bills are driving me crazy.
What can we do?
Thousands of homeowners are consolidating their bills with a low fixed-rate home equity loan from the money store. Your monthly payments may be a lot lower. Borrow up to $100,000 and more for any reason. You get a money-back guarantee. Return the money within 2 weeks of closing, and the deal is off at no cost to you. Call the money store or the mortgage baron. 1-800-LOAN-YES.
There's a crisis situation at River Oaks Toyota.
We have a problem.
With car and truck inventories dangerously high and more shipments coming, there is no alternative.
Crash the price.
It's a price crash at the Toyota warehouse. Tercels, $199 down or $99 a month. Save up to $5,000 on a Toyota. Two-wheel drive trucks, $199 down or $99 a month. Take advantage of major savings while you can. Take 159 east off the Calumet Expressway, Calumet City. River Oaks Toyota, the Toyota warehouse. Don't miss the crash.
Not 3, not 2, but 1. One coat Hammerite means you don't need a primer or an undercoat, and there's no unsightly rust. Sorry, Marvin. Just one generous coat stops rust on gates, garden furniture, swings, bikes, cars, oil rigs, and gives a tough hammered finish. Hammerite comes in 14, 14, 14! Thank you, Marvin. Attractive colors plus white. Remember, no primer, no undercoat, no rust. That's one coat Hammerite with glass guard. All right!
Now available in aerosol. Available at these leading hardware stores.
A sudden illness just came over the Fuller family. For some families, that could be costly, but not for the Fullers, because they have the Gold Star Health Policy from American Family Insurance. With Gold Star, the Fullers only pay one family deductible per year.
Oh, come on.
No matter how many family members there are.
American Family Insurance.
Look in the white or yellow pages for the American Family agent nearest you.
It was Thursday. Coming home from the theater, it started.
At Meineke, we can't always tell what's wrong with a car by the sound of the customer, but we can tell a lot from our free undercar inspection. We check your exhaust system, shocks, brakes, and more at no charge. Then you'll know the price before any work begins.
It's so annoying.
So bring your car to Meineke. We'll give you a lift without taking you for a ride.
Unemployment in Illinois dropped 0.8% in May to 5.3%, the lowest rate in nearly 11 years. Hiring in construction, retail, and service industries is credited with the low number. And that 5.3% rate also matches the national jobless rate. That's the first time that's happened in 13 years. On Wall Street, another record-breaking day. The Dow Jones Industrial soaring more than 24 points to close just above the 2,900 level for the first time ever. Volume neared 188 million shares. That leaves the average within striking distance of that once unimaginable 3,000 level. Expectations of lower interest rates fueled the gains in today's stocks.
Illinois Republicans are meeting at a convention in Rockford. The thorniest issue that's come up has been abortion. While the party opposes abortion, it is not united in that opposition, as Hugh Hill reports.
Congresswoman Lynn Martin's lawn on the edge of the Rock River was the setting for an evening reception for the Republican Party convention. Tomorrow, the Republicans get down to business in Rockford. Their platform will take a somewhat more moderate approach to abortion. The word united will be removed from the plank, which will now say the Republican Party stands against public funds for abortion. But they're not united on that. Lynn Martin, running for the U.S. Senate, is in favor of the use of public funds, as she explained on our 6 o'clock news.
For rape, incest, and life of mother, indeed, I have voted for that on the federal level and will continue to do so.
Gubernatorial candidate Jim Edgar says he can live with the platform, even though he is opposed to the abortion position. Are you for spending public money for abortion?
I think that we should make sure that poor women have the same rights as other women in our society.
The GOP platform will remain silent on the extension of the income tax, but will be opposed to any other increase in taxes.
People are sick and tired of seeing their property taxes go sky high with no say. And what we talk about in this platform, what we're talking about in this campaign, is let's put the brakes on skyrocketing property taxes.
The Republican Party tonight thinks it's on a roll, with the Democrats still disunited. But the GOP convention always stays away from controversy, and apparently it's going to do the same thing again tomorrow. This is Hugh Hill, Channel 7 Eyewitness News in Rockford.
The full convention will consider platform planks tomorrow. Maria.
Black leaders from around Chicago gathered tonight at the Chicago Hilton and Towers to honor those who've given outstanding service to the NAACP. Among those in attendance, Channel 7's Rush Ewing and Harry Porterfield. The 1990 Freedom Fund dinner raised more than $200,000, and that's a record amount for the Southside branch chapter of the NAACP. We hope you'll stay with us, because just a bit later, James Ward is going to take us to a couple of restaurants in the western suburbs that enjoy a bustling business for good reason. And we'll take a look at the Shedd Aquarium's indoor ocean, which will soon be home to whales and other creatures of the sea.
And it's a nice night for taking a stroll and checking out the scenery here in Chicago. We'll have a look at a pleasant forecast for tonight. But first, a look around some other locations in the country for Saturday.
With Handy Andy, you've got it made.
The look that gets the looks is on sale. Dutch Boy Dirt Fighter Satin Interior Latex is just $12.99 a gallon. Dirt Fighter Flat Interior Latex is just $9.99 a gallon. Both come in hundreds of colors and with a 10-year warranty. Come save on Dutch Boy's best. You'll find them on sale at Handy Andy.
With Handy Andy, you've got it made. Hey, don't wanna just drive, I wanna feel good. I go for the ride, I go for the feel that's real. My Ford dealer, I wanna feel good about it. Woo! Feel good about it. I feel the ride, I feel the pride. See a Ford dealer and feel good about it. See a Ford dealer.
When the folks are away, it's my responsibility to keep the clan alive. And that's why I stress the two major food groups, pizza and cheeseburgers. And now Pizza Hut has made my job simple with the new double cheeseburger pizza. Check this out. It's loaded with beef topping and cheese, and I can also get it with bacon. And when I get one for $8.99, I get a second for just $4 more.
Pizza Hut, making it great.
Pizza Hut delivers to Chicago's western and southwestern suburbs. Check your mailbox and newspaper for details.
What can you offer an employer besides a college degree? Co-op education. It's the experience you need for the job you want.
The Shedd Aquarium today gave a sneak preview of its $43 million oceanarium. The 170,000 square foot project will be the largest indoor aquarium in the world when it's complete. Officials at the aquarium say presentations featuring whales and dolphins will be geared more toward education and entertainment. The oceanarium is scheduled to open in November. I hope the whales like Chicago's weather.
Well, I certainly hope so, Ted. All that water in there? I hope so. It looks empty now, but I guess there'll be water in there later. There could be some water in our forecast by tomorrow late. Here's a look at today's weather in motion. There were 2 chances of showers for us. The first one appears to be blowing by to the east mainly. Here's the next batch due in for later on tomorrow with a cool front. which could cause us a couple of showers or a possible couple of heavy thunder showers as well as they pass on by. Right now, Dyer is at 76 degrees, West Chicago 76, Antioch now at 77 degrees. At the lakefront, 78, 79 degrees Midway, and 77 degrees at O'Hare, kind of like a night in July around here. High temperature 85, and the low so far has been 61 this morning. The records this date, 102 was back in 1934. Record cold 41 in 1983, and tomorrow's sunrise at 5:19. Current satellite shot shows some brighter clouds down toward the south of us. There are some showers well to our south. Only a few clouds around the area now. Back toward the northwest is where the more serious precipitation is. It is with the cool front traveling gradually toward us. 77 degrees right now. In fact, temperatures across this whole region are fairly warm for this time of the year. The forecast map for tomorrow does show that there is a good chance of some afternoon thunderstorms as the front nears us and we pick up more moisture out of the Gulf of Mexico. A very warm, humid day with tomorrow's high around 88 degrees. Once the front passes by Sunday, there will be a change in the weather for us. It'll turn cooler, and as more clouds rotate around this, there will be a difference in the day. Early sunshine for us, a high of 74, followed by some later clouds. Here's the forecast for tonight, calling for some partly cloudy skies, breezy and warm, low down to 66. Tomorrow, there will be a little bit of sunshine, windy and warm and humid with thunderstorms late, high 88. Tomorrow night, those storms should gradually end, partly cloudy, windy and cooler, low 60. Following day, Sunday, some morning sunshine, some more clouds later in the day, windy and cooler, high 74. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 73 on Monday, 75 degrees on Tuesday, and 76 degrees by Wednesday with a chance of a thunder shower. So some very warm weather is in store for us for the next few days.
Okay, have a good weekend. And have a great telethon this weekend, Children's Miracle Telethon. A bit later, dining in style in the western suburbs. James Ward visits 2 restaurants. And next in sports, the Cubs and the Cards battle it out for last place.
McGee will come home to score.
Due to the scheduling of fall, summer will be a short 94 days. So while there's time, take the long way home. Run through a sprinkler. Relax with a pitcher of Country Time lemonade flavored drink mix with a taste of good old-fashioned lemonade. For these days are best enjoyed slowly, one sip at a time.
Rock-a-bye your baby. Hi, I'm Harry Schmerler, your singing Ford dealer. Schmerler Ford is proud to introduce the world-class 1991 Ford Explorer, the 4x4 of the year. All new for 1991. They're here and on sale now at Schmerler Ford for under $17,000. That's right, under $17,000. Schmerler Ford is at Route 83 in Toohey in Elk Grove Village, where quality people sell quality products.
I've got a special interest in Comiskey Park and the Sox. Every year I help over 500,000 fans enjoy the games. To be perfectly frank, I'm looking forward to this season and the new park with relish.
Hey, who wants one? How many? Catch a great fireworks show after the June 2nd Sox-Twins game. And hear the Sox on All News 67.
The last season in historic Comiskey Park. Years from now, you'll say you were there.
If you shower with soap, this is what you're missing.
Zestfully clean.
Never before, never with soap.
Zestfully clean. You're not fully clean unless you're zestfully clean.
Soap leaves a sticky film behind, but Zest rinses clean away. Zest deodorant lathers you clean, then rinses you cleaner. With Zest, you feel cleaner because you are cleaner.
Zestfully, zestfully, zestfully clean. You're not fully clean unless you're zestfully clean.
God, you know, I got no F.
Are you plugged in?
Yeah.
Test Tim's IFB, please.
They Sox, Marianne.
A dramatic night in sports on several fronts.
That's true, Marianne and John. And those who preferred Comiskey Park to the Chicago Stadium tonight were rewarded with a fantastic baseball game. Steve Lyons slid across the plate in the last of the ninth to give the white-hot White Sox another exciting victory. And as a matter of fact, This was the first time all season the Minnesota Twins had lost a one-run game, and it's about time. A very festive crowd watching Kirby talking to the Twins. He's a Chicago native. The high chopper to Robin Ventura with the gun off his back leg. Nice defensive play behind Melito Perez. No score in the bottom of the fourth. Dan Pasqua with the little looper. Now watch Gary Gaetti and Dan Gladden go to sleep on this one, and Ivan Calderon comes around to score. Sox lead it 1-0. Looks like that would hold up because Melito Perez had it going, but in the eighth, he makes one mistake. He drills one down the middle of Jim Dwyer, who drills it into the seats, and it's tied at 1. But here we are. It's 1-1 in the bottom of the ninth. Carlos Martinez with the pinch single to left. Steve Lyons scores the winning run. The Southsiders are happening as they win an exciting 2-1 victory in Comiskey Park.
Great. Well, your heart can take it. My hair is getting awful gray lately, but no, it's great. It's so exciting. And they do it so often, or have done it so often. They get used to it, and they look to do it.
Well, not so lucky for the Cubs. St. Louis in the battle of the last place clubs. Andre Dawson for the Cubs with a check swing single to score Ryan Sandberg, and it's a 1-0 Cub lead. The Cards take the lead, though, with 2 in the fourth. Jose Akendo with the little blooper into right field in front of Dawson. Terry Pendleton comes around to score as Greg Maddux was not sharp tonight. The Cards made it 3-1, and at least he did a good job of fielding his position, Greg Maddux did, as he made a great stab. But right now it's 6-4. They're in the ninth inning. The Cubs are still holding on. The Mets, though, beat Philadelphia. Frank Viola now with a record of 8-2. Montreal over Pittsburgh. That's not a misprint, folks. It's 12-7 in the second between Atlanta and San Diego. These scores are not, of course, final yet because they're just getting going. In the American League, Baltimore lost to the Yankees. Boston over Cleveland by the same score. Milwaukee takes over first place in the American League East. If Oakland holds on to this one, they will stay 3 games ahead of the Sox. California is winning, and Detroit's losing to Seattle, and they're still in the first inning. Heavyweight boxing tonight. Undefeated #1 contender Evander Holyfield with a little wrestling match against Seamus McDonough, but it winds up a knockout for Holyfield. He takes down McDonough, who is an English lit major from St. John's, and he better go back to the books because he went onto the canvas, and that was a scheduled 12-rounder. It ended at 44 seconds of the 4th round. The Schurz Bulldogs trying to repeat their 1984 City Baseball Championship by beating Simeon today at Wrigley Field, but Simeon broke the game wide open with a 5-run 3rd inning. Simeon's Sean Livesey single to center. He scored Robert Fletcher. The final was Simeon 8, Schurz 3, and Simeon advanced to the state quarterfinals. Well, Super Bowl hero Joe Montana has become the highest paid team sport athlete in the world tonight. The 49ers will pay Montana $4.5 million next year. That allows him to surpass the Yankees' Don Mattingly, who'll make $3.8 million this year. The happiest people tonight are Joe's lawyer, his accountant, his wife, and his ex-wife. Well, yesterday, the French Open lost its defending women's champion, Arantxa Sanchez, and today it almost lost last year's male titleist, Michael Chang. The American had to rally after losing the first 2 sets to Christian Bergstrom of Sweden, but just like he did to Yvonne Lendl in that memorable '89 4th rounder, Michael Chang stormed back today to win a match that lasted almost 4 hours. And at the Kemper Open in Potomac, Maryland, the shot of the day by Mark Lyle, who chips in for a birdie on 16. Nice shot. Seve Ballesteros, though, with a great bunker shot on 14. He struggles, however, and did not make the cut despite a very nice approach shot here. The battle of the boys with 3